What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the YCS absolutely demolishing the market, along with the Rarity Collection buyouts happening right now here week one. I do want to say it's funny how on the last Market Watch, I brought up Unchained, and I said, I'm not as familiar with modern Unchained. I played the older version, but I'm not as with the new stuff, right? And people said it has a bad tier element matchup, and I was like, does it? It was successful versus those. And then a bad Rescue Ace matchup, which I was like, fair, Rescue Ace was really taking over, but then it came back with a vengeance. It really clobbered the YCS. It was everywhere in Top Cut, and yeah, Abomination Prison instantly back to like towards its top modern prices for ultra rare being $20, and that's starting to have the secret rare also push up, which was a short print. Remember, core sets had short prints back then in Chaos Impact. Also, the rest of the deck not really moving that much, really like 100 quantities of certain things. However, I've also noticed down in the rares and commons, Aruha is like $2-3, so do be looking out in your bulk and for certain versions of cards, right? But if you are picking up the rest of the deck, use that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. Definitely worth pulling some of these things out. Age of Overlord had some big movement, and I'm down to admit when I'm wrong, as always, and I was definitely wrong about the Horus stuff. I was like, this is going to be like Rogue-ish, it's not going to be taking, oh my gosh, it is everywhere, and I'm SETI is quarter century rare, less than 10 listings, $140+, and the secret rare is towards 50. It is an absolute madhouse for this, and they're even buying out text for this. Like Vision Resonator here is bought out, and from a structure deck. When's the last time we've seen structure deck buyouts, especially of a new one? But yeah, it pairs well with it. If a level 5 or higher dark monster is on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand, and it's a Fiend Tuner, which means, hey, look at that Baroness over there coming out in the meta decks, and now everybody can afford Baroness. But still atop the set is Wanted Seeker of Sinful Spoils, which has gone up even more through this weekend, going crazy in price in the quarter century rare, down to just 5 listings. Really painful to look at this engine as it continues to get more expensive, but if you got in early, good job, because I have a feeling there will be ban list fears, but January and February, they're unlikely to murder these decks going into the WCQ season, and they're going to want to cash in on reprints, right? So this kind of stuff, assuming the ban list goes its way overall like it usually would, it's probably going to get even more crazy in price. And I've noticed the box price for this is actually coming back down just a hair, because all that money is flowing into the Rarity Collection right now. A lot of people see long-term money as well as short-term money to be made, and boy, it's nice to see this kind of a box that could be a $90, $95 box like Darkwing Blast or Rise of the Duels very fast get a little bit of a chill unexpectedly from another set being around. Phantom Knights, also with horror stuff, have been performing, and the secret rares are getting even crazier. We've brought them up multiple times, like Fogblade, as well as Ancient Cloaks going down in quantities, up in price. But yeah, look at Boots just absolutely take off to $10+ here. So be aware, Phantom Knight stuff continuing to do its thing. And the Pack Tax, Angelica, Princess of Noble Arms. I watched this go up over the weekend, even though it's barely up in price, definitely way down in quantities and sellers, and will quickly go up after these couple are gone. Should they sell, it will be like a $20 jump. It's crazy. But yeah, the Noble Knights, I do think it takes a dedicated player, and sometimes you mess up with it. Pack definitely did not intentionally actually drop that ball. Like, you know, it was a honest mistake. Rarity Collection here, tons of buyouts, and we're seeing the quarter century spike, and a lot of them just make sense, right? Like Pot of Prosperity's spike is still 1/10 of the price of what the Starlight was, which was in 1 in 10 cases. But yeah, it's bringing those prices down while these climb up, and it just makes sense because the price of this box is staying steady up and is likely to increase over time, meaning the set content's estimated value pulled is likely to go up because tons of people want 3 of each version of the card that they're getting, even with the competitor versions, and 25th is starting to get very touted as top of the set, like I said before. So it's the defining rarity. People like it the most. Triple Tactics Talent also performing this way. 8 total listings now as it bumps up in price, evenly matched, bumping up low in quantities. Effect Veiler. It's just a lot of the quarter century rares are going up, and it would actually take too long to go over all of them. But yeah, I've heard even like Celine starting to go lower in listings, and other cards are getting targeted. So there's just a ton of really good cards that are going to float into metagames in here. People are shooting their shot now. And while 3 cases does cover over like a singular of each, so 9 cases is like, you know, playsets are 8 cases, something like that. I'd have to do the math. Of the quarter century secret rares, like, we're still looking at like this set being insanely popular and up in price and projected to go up even further by a lot of people's standards. Makes sense why people are going in now weekend one after they saw what could be, and then go after playsets or even binder pages, etc. of the highest end. Well, luckily, the lower end stays cheaper mostly for everybody. Guilty Gear Freed, we featured this last Market Watch as well. It appeared in the YCS features along with Super Polymerization and Draco Quest. But yeah, the not quarter century, that's just stuck in my mind. Collector rare here is definitely starting to stabilize at a higher price. This little amphibious Link monster, you remember when Link's, you know, not Links, you remember when sneak peek cards, you know, premiere events now, their ultra rares weren't always of secret rares and were actually an upgrade sometimes. I remember this was originally a rare, so it's not like the hardest to get rare, but people are buying out this holographic version from the sneak peeks because it's apparently good with most fire decks, and Fire Kings are also getting a structure deck, and then tons of pyro support. Full Armor Dark Knight Lancer quarter century rare is on buyout mode. Apparently it's pretty good with the Goblin deck, and I also noticed Full Armor to Crystal Zero Lancer here, and I was like, what's going on over here? And it makes sense because you can use this with a rank 5 Water Xyz monster, so it works with like all the Shark decks and Water decks that got a ton of support, and it's actually pretty good. Once per turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card. All face-up monsters your opponent control have their effects negated till the end of the turn. So this card also makes sense, but I just noticed it because I was looking over here and typing in search terms, and okay, I see you. Edison format knows no bounds. Caius we've covered before, but it is up towards $500. Sales at $500, and the lowest listed are near that, $487, $500, $505, and then $1,000. Oh my gosh. I don't think it'll be selling for anything near that anytime soon, but Edison players are super serious, and the pricing has gotten a lot better. That Minerva giant card had an offer of $3,500, more than I would have paid because it's the second one after New York Comic-Con just had one, but it's still holographic Minerva, and it looks really cool. There's also prize card, giant card Minervas, that kind of stuff, but I digress. The pricing offerings on those are really, really good. There's real money to actually play for. As good as like getting, you know, second, third at a YCS, like you might be getting more for winning the Edison event. And it's been what, Jinzo and Black Rose. So these giant cards are doing really good on that market. And with actual pricing, people now flying out for events, Fraser Smith going in, top, and people doing good. It seems like a lot of money has been flowing into this cards continuously, and it's just reciprocated by Konami continuing to put this format on the pedestal with it, and really doing good, and the market reflects too. So there are some high rarity things that do seem to be doing well for themselves outside of what the Rarity Collection crashed, and the Rarity Collection high rarity stuff too, it's starting to go up. It's like the market is healing without all the people who are whining, baby raging, and I'm quitting and selling everything, this ruined Yu-Gi-Oh! No, it's doing very, very well for Yu-Gi-Oh! Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. And to say the other side, Konami did have some very lazy choices with what they chose to sell sets with and what to double dip in Megaton, you know, like Blackwing Armor Master, quarter century rare, or not doing Alter Arts Artist. There's fair arguments on the other side of Konami could have done better, but this is one of the sets of all time by far.